and we'll talk about Gurkirat's beloved Delhi Capitals next, because we started the show actually in top, just me and Som just bouncing ideas off each other. But now that we have the fan himself of the Delhi Capitals, it'll be interesting to see what they do with punter calling the shots. I'll just start with Som here, and then we'll go to Gurkirat in this. Talk to me about Delhi. I know you already spoke to me about certain loopholes in their squad. What are the glaring weaknesses and strengths? I mean, strengths, I know Warner, Shaw, people talk about that immediately, and then Pant, of course, and all of that. But is there space for someone like Karin? Is there someone like Stokes who can come in for Delhi?
So I don't see I don't see there being space at the top of the order, and my concern with Warner is pretty much similar to the concern that I shared with DK. Again, Warner, I think that since 2018 2019 has not been his former self against pace bowling, and the numbers show that as well, that his average against express pace bowling has come down. There was, like, in 2019 he really struggled against Jofra, and even in test matches he struggled against Broad. So I think that is a concern there, but he should still be fine for one more season. After that, probably
Or
Delhi will
maybe
have
even two more seasons, right? Like, I mean,
So,
I
I
know.
mean,
Go on, so.
I think I discussed this with a Delhi fan. This is just my hunch. It definitely won't happen, and it might not work. But I think DC will be better served if they just swap Pant and Warner, have open with Pant and have Warner at 4. Because I think increasingly in IPL, I've never seen Warner struggle against spin. To be honest, it's just
he doesn't
early on. Yeah,
he like his numbers against off spin are great, which is used as a kryptonite against most
yeah,
left-handed batters as well. So
yeah.
his numbers against off spin are great as well.
But as a
uh,
Delhi
And
fan, I mean,
he
would you
tends
like
to
Pant
bat
and
deep.
Warner or Delhi? I mean, Warner and Shaw. Oh, sure. Sorry,
So
Warner.
I'm saying Pant and Shaw to
Pant and
open. I
Shaw.
mean, I would maybe have even take a call on based on who's dismissed to send someone at 3. If Pant is dismissed, send Warner. If Shaw is dismissed, send Marsh. But I think bigger problem with Delhi lies what comes after these 4. These 4 are not an issue, in my opinion, because they sort of complement. If if Warner struggles against pace, Marsh is there to hit pace. If someone against struggles against spin, there is someone else. But what lies after this is where the real
so
struggle for Delhi begins.
so I said this last season as well, that Delhi have to be flexible with the position of Marsh, because if you have Sarfaraz in there, uh, against pace, definitely Marsh is the better batter. If your first wicket falls inside the power play, you can send Marsh, and but if your first wicket falls, say, around the sixth over or the seventh over, when you know spin will be bowled, because Marsh did struggle in that one game against RCB where he just couldn't get going against spin. You could look to send a Pant or Sarfaraz, because I think five is not the position for Sarfaraz.
Yeah.
It's a difficult position for Sarfaraz to crack. So maybe you can have Marsh at 5, depending upon how the situation is, with followed by Powell at 6, because I don't see Sarfaraz, you know, really doing well at that position of number 5. It's a difficult position to deal with. Uh, the reason why you shouldn't be promoting, because there is no question of promoting Powell anyway because of his game against Pitt. So you have to keep Powell for the end. And Delhi would hope that Akshar pulls his weight with the bat like he did in the last season. But now last season was a classic case of them going for batting depth, but not knowing how to use that batting depth.
Can't they
Lalit
play? Sorry, can't they play Yash Dul instead of Sarfraz?
and batting there, because
Bat him
if
with one down.
then that means Marsh is still not batting at 3. You have to be.
Yeah.
I don't think Ponting's flexible enough with the idea of not batting.
Okay,
Uh,
bat him two down, Yash Dul.
that I don't think is going to be successful with him.
Yeah.
Number 4, I
So
think, is a very, like, to nail the number 4 position, wherein sometimes you have to come when the team has already given you a good start, and
Yeah.
start playing, or sometimes you have to rebuild. uh, it's a very difficult, it's something that
yeah.
AB de Villiers did for RCB day in and day out, and it's not an easy job. So I don't think that number 4 position can be for a youngster like Yash Dhul. I
Okay,
think
so
it's
Hmm.
so tell me your top seven in terms of batting order for Delhi right now. What they have, what would it be? Warner, Shaw, Marsh.
Warner Shaw, maybe Sarfaraz at three, Pant at
Okay.
four, or you could have Pant at three, Sarfaraz at four, Marsh at five,
Hmm.
Powell at
Out.
six, with
Lalit
Akshar at
Yadav.
seven. Now,
Okay. Lalit
the
Yadav,
last
no.
season, for me, Nokia and Khalil Ahmed definitely play. I
Hmm.
think they'll also play Kuldeep Yadav, though I'm not entirely convinced with Kuldeep Yadav yet in T20s.
Yeah.
They still need to figure out who's their number eight. Last season, they tried having Shardul at eight and for batting depth. But here's the thing about batting depth: just having batting options doesn't really solve the batting depth issue. You also know how to use it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
at 6, 7, 8, you're not going to get a lot of value out of Lalit Yadav, Akshar Patel, or Shardul unless you promote one of them.
Hmm.
They really can't give you that finish you are looking for. So who they go for at number eight is going to be interesting.
Ripple
Maybe they
Patel.
go for Sam. I think they'll try going for Sam Curran, but I don't think that they'll be able to nail that. Given the teams have
So
other
one second. I
options.
mean, Som and Gurkirat, who are they locked in for foreigners then?
Yeah, I mean,
Warner.
I see. Even if they buy Sam Curran, they can't fit him in the 11. They'll
That's
have to
what. So
compensate
there's Warner
with
who's
Nokia.
definitely playing, Nokia and Gidi, or maybe Mustafizur.
Just one of them. One of them. I mean, I think
One of them.
March, Warner,
And
Powell,
Marsh.
and then
Oh yeah. Sorry, where am I going? Correct.
so so
If
that
if,
this is
if
where I think they will have to sort of back Nagarkoti to come good at eight, maybe.
Kuldeep.
or maybe Aman
Kul-
Khan,
Kuldeep is
or
not a T20 batter.
and Kuldeep's going to be number nine. So
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
already accounted for Kuldeep's place. So they don't know who's their number eight. Who's will
Hmm.
it be like do they not have, are they okay with the idea of batting till seven and then four number 11s? Or do they look to get play someone like Aman Khan? I don't know. So this is one thing that, so they need an Indian batter who can hit pace, and they probably need a bowling all rounder. Someone like,
Exploit going on to say they potentially have India's best T20 number eight in Nagarkoti.
not really. I'm not sure. Uh,
We have not
yeah,
seen enough of him to actually say that. Teams have he's a gun fielder. He's potentially the best number eight fielder in India, maybe, but we've not seen him enough with the bat. And again, he's not been a four-over bowler. Cameron Green is again they might want as a replace or a backup for Mitchell Marsh, but there'll be competition. They can't just
Hmm.
buy him out.
Fans are saying Ngidi, Warner, Marsh, Powell pick themselves, I'm guessing. Look, that's Delhi because we can go on about Delhi. We've spent good five,
Okay,
8 minutes
and
in.
Giddy ahead of Nokia is surprising.
Yeah, it's a little
even
surprising. But sorry, okay, let's just finish with you on Delhi and then we'll move on to the next
no,
team.
I was saying Ngidi didn't play a game last season. It was
Yeah.
Mustafizur who was preferred. So even though Ngidi has improved, which makes him a good retention, because they acquired him for I think around 1 CR or 2 CR. I'm not sure. So it's a good retention, but they've released Tim Seifert, which I think was justified because he didn't get any options. So they really need to find uh, a number eight. And the problem with finding that number eight is that if they go for another Shardul Thakur kind of a player, then they'll need Marsh to chip in with at least an over or two, because Shardul was not consistently giving them 4 overs, and that
Yeah.
was one of the reasons that they released him.
Hmm. Okay, we'll leave Delhi Capitals in the chat over there. Let's see how they build up for the auction on the 23rd of December, that is. And you guys can catch it all on cricket.com.